1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black.
Follow the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
Hi everyone. In today's video, we're going to continue our video series on cognitive distortions or biased ways of thinking that can contribute to depression and anxiety. This video is going to be focusing on something we call filtering, which relates to how we process information in the world around us. But before I get into that, just a couple of disclaimers to go over. I'm a registered psychologist in the province of British Columbia, Canada, and this video is for informational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute or replacement for advice from your doctor or mental health professional. Now, with those things out of the way, let's start talking about filtering. Now, filtering is something we do all the time, every day. All the time, we're constantly being bombarded with all kinds of information that's coming to us through our senses. We can't possibly pay attention to all of it. And so what we end up doing is we screen out a lot of that information and only pay attention to a little bit of the information that we're getting that seems important. So, for example, right now you're probably listening to my voice and watching this video. You're paying attention to the information that seems most relevant or important to you. Now, what you're probably not paying attention to is the light in the background, or the picture of the rainbow, or the feeling of your feet on the floor. But now that I've pointed out some of those things, you probably notice them more and are far more aware of them. They were always there. You just weren't paying attention to them because they didn't seem relevant. But now that I've pointed them out, there's some increased relevance, and so you actually notice them and recognize these things that a few moments ago you weren't paying any attention to. We're filtering information all the time. And this is a normal part of life. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's something we do all the time, which makes us a bit more efficient to allow us to focus on what's important. But in depression, what can happen is that with filtering, you start to pay attention only to the negative things in life. And you filter out any of the neutral or the positive things. So when you think about your relationship, all you think about is the disagreements and the arguments with your partner. When you think about your performance at work, all you think about is the missed deadlines and the mistakes that you've made. So what can end up happening is that as you filter out this positive and neutral information in your life, all you're left with is the negative stuff. And all you can focus on and think about are the negative things in your life. So what do you think that does to a person's mood? Well, this can result in depression getting worse. Understandably, it makes sense. It can also lead to poor self-esteem, unhealthy pessimism. These are all things that can result in even more negative filtering, and it drives.
Oh my God. the hate that was just cognitive distortions. Filtering was one of them. My goodness. But what if one of your cognitive distortions is to filter things by way of authority? Ooh. Who are you to be speaking? What is the ethos of your words? Where do you speak from? Right? Authority. What did Krishnamurti say about authority? To be free of all authority, of your own and that of another, is to die to everything of yesterday, so that your mind is always fresh, always young, always innocent, full of vigor and passion. It is only in that state that one learns and observes. See, we can't see what our partner is saying because whatever we're parroting comes from some authority. Well, I heard on Zoe's show that we supposed to. Well, I heard Dr. Whoop-de-Whoop say. Do you see? Authority causes us to filter. Man, I know people don't want to hear it put that way. But it creates a kind of cognitive dissonance. How many times have you judged homeless or houseless people, but then had an encounter with one that was as wise as the Buddha, said something that altered your whole life? You was feeling some kind of way, and all of a sudden a word was delivered through that person. Filtering. We do it all the time. Right? I know. Listen. How do insecure attachment styles, as discussed by attachment theory pioneer John Bowlby and attachment researcher Sue Johnson, influence the propensity to personalize events? Are individuals with attachment or anxious attachment styles more likely to engage in personalization than those with secure attachment styles? Perhaps. If the anxiously attached person is in search of worthiness, more than likely, yes. How can practices such as meditation, breath work, and energy healing aid in releasing the need to personalize events? Can techniques that focus on connecting with the higher self help in shifting away from cognitive distortions? Right? What role does societal conditioning, remember we just quoted Krishnamurti on authority, what role does societal conditioning play in reinforcing the habit of personalizing events? How can individuals break free from societal norms and expectations in order to cultivate a mindset that is less prone to negative distortions? Heavy stuff tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in to the Voice of Reason live on KBLA Talk 1580, the topic is When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong, a deeper look at how we personalize the impersonal, a deeper look at cognitive distortions, which are characterized by misperceptions in communication brought on by exaggerated, irrational, or incongruent thought processes. That's what we're talking about. Do you personalize? Do you catastrophize? Is your thinking rooted in black and white? Is it polarized thinking? Are you subject to should-haves, could-haves, and would-haves? Do you believe in the fallacy, or do you implement the fallacy of fairness? We got heavy stuff happening tonight, and a lot of people from across the country have been talking about it, man. I want to hear. I want to hear from y'all. 1-800-920-1580. Before I get to my callers, don't forget this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, Zoe's first relationship masterclass is up and ready to roll. I want all my KBLA listeners, everybody who's been calling in from all over the country, especially my folk here in Los Angeles. Go to my website, the number onestream.tv/ The Relationship ER. It is a 2-day online event. You're going to love it. It's going to be outstanding because a lot of what we're talking about, I'm going to dig so deep into it. Day 1 is philosophy, metaphysics, spirituality. Day 2 is the clinical aspect, and we're going to meld it all together. I have a special guest clinician. My special guest clinician, y'all know who she is, right? Pacoya McCall, Psy D. She's going to join me. It's going to be a video. You're going to be able to see it. It's amazing. We're going to be in an amazing studio in Inglewood. Fantastic. I want everybody to show up. That's onestream.tv/ The Relationship ER. Why the Relationship ER? Because most of our relationships are in the emergency room. So there we go. Let me get my callers in. I got to go with the person that's been on the longest. My brother, yo brother, Miami, Florida. Hustle. What up, sir? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Did I frame it up correctly for you? Do you understand what we're talking about?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, the title alone was enough for me because I'm very acquainted with this topic. That used to be one of my biggest hangups. But I had to realize that a lot of it came from my own projections.
Talk to me.
So based on how I see the world, I would filter in what they would say to me as if I was saying it. So you understand? So if I were to say certain things, it would mean a certain level of whether it was disrespect or whether it was just whatever I was trying to get across. But a lot of people, they're a little more light with their words. You see? So now I'm on a path of oneness, meaning what ripples coming out of them comes from within them. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the receiving end of it, but it originates from them. Is that making sense?
I'm walking this walk with you, man. If you don't finish, Andy in here nodding his head. We tapped in, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because it's a lot of times that we feel the vibrations as if, and we are a part of it. However, we have to realize our place. You understand? We can't put ourselves inside of something that we're viewing from the outside, or else it actually starts to contaminate us.
I love it, brother. I love it. You cooking right now, man. You cooking. Do you have more in the kitchen? More government cheese, Father? Is there more cheese? You have to deliver more. People are wanting this right now. Keep going.
All right. Well, I'll say this. If you find yourself in a position where you feel as though you are being personally attacked or not, sit in that moment. Let them attack. You will understand their position. You'll understand the tools they use. And you'll also understand how to defend against it.
So you're talking about psychological Aikido.
That's exactly.
You think I'm not listening, brother, but I'm listening. You talking about psychological judo, psychological Aikido. I understand exactly where you at, brother. Expound on that idea of psychological Aikido if people don't know.
Okay, so it's when you take energy, hold it, and transform it into the direction that you want it to go.
You mean like Yoda took Senator Palpatine's Force lightning and held it in his hand and redirected it? Is that what? Oh, I'm sorry. I had a whole Star Wars moment. Continue, brother. I'm sorry.
Oh, but understand, Yoda had to have a very deep knowledge of that lightning. He had to have an understanding of that power. You see, when you understand, a lot of times attacks come from weakness.
Ooh, come on.
You see, you can't let somebody's weakness make you weaker. That goes against the laws of nature.
So, whoa, hold on. Their attack is a manifestation of weakness. So your response would be mirroring that weakness if you so chose to attack.
If you fight against it, meaning you are trying to mirror something when you should let it pass through.
Stay right there. In other words, let it stay impersonal instead of transmuting it into the personal. Is that what you're saying?
That's it. Don't make it a part of you. Don't change it from something it is. You see where I'm going?
Okay, stay right there. Andy, your thoughts, because you done triggered Andy. Come on.
Okay, so what if the attack is a perceived attack, but it's not an attack? We're receiving it as an attack.
Uh-huh.
But, according to them, you know what I'm saying? They're just talking.
Uh-huh.
But we receive it as an attack. Does the same thing apply?
Hustle?
It's only an attack if you're weak to it.
Okay. And then, I guess for layman terms, right? What you're saying, is it kind of like think before you speak?
It's not even think before you speak. It's think before you even exist. Before you even walk into a room, if you understand everything in there can only work towards your good, all of a sudden everything in there is on your side.
So the universe is conspiring to help you if that is the alignment of your predominant thought, right?
That's it, because you got to feed your mind things to actually process. If you're going in there with a lens of, okay, no matter what goes down, I'm moving the way I'm moving, now you start to look at things as fuel. Oh, okay, so this person's in a bad mood today. That means that I don't got to be here so long today. You understand? So you get where I'm going?
Brother, I get it. Listen, you talking to me? I'm in the choir behind you. I'm about to run out into the audience and find an usher and get one of them plates. So you understand me?
Listen, brother. Speed bumps don't stop the road.
Ooh, come on, man.
If you know where you're going, you get one. That's all I'm saying. Just if you know where you're going, you're gonna get there as long as you keep going there.
Hustle.
Don't detour because somebody told you the wrong directions. All right, no.
Yes, my. Get ready. Yes. Hustle, if you don't... Hustle, what did you just do, brother?
It's Dade County, man. We here today.
Come on. Dade County in the building. Hey, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580. We on fire tonight.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Tavis is like George and Wheezy. He's moving on up. Last year, Tavis was number 45 on the Talkers Magazine list of the 100 most important radio talk show hosts in America. Wait for it. The 2024 list was recently released, and Tavis has jumped to number 33 on the list of the nation's most important talkers, making him the highest-ranked African-American on the coveted roster. Congratulations to Tavis Smiley from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580. We've got you black.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us in our climate justice campaign partner, LA City Council member Curran D. Price Jr., as we celebrate the grand unveiling of the South LA Greenway, Saturday, August 3rd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Augustus Hawkins Nature Park, 5790 Compton Avenue in the city of Los Angeles. Join us for a green and healthy festival with free food, planting activities, tree adoptions, nature walking tours, Zumba, yoga, sound baths, and more. It's summer, time to get outside. We look forward to seeing you at the dedication of the South LA Greenway, Saturday, August 3rd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Augustus Hawkins Nature Park, 5790 Compton Avenue in the city of Los Angeles. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, LA City Council member Curran D. Price Jr. and KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Take the cake, but you can't get a crumb from the poetic, authentic, superior, ultimate, and all that good shit. I'm the original Asiatic, acrobatic, there you have it. Now get dramatic, creating drama when I'm on the scene, and I pack 'em in mean like Bruce Springsteen. I provide a style that's mild and meanwhile put on trial, a rap pile of exile, make it tumble and stumble, and a rumble just crumble, and I'm still calm and humble. You need another helping hand to swing on. I stand alone, but still you gotta bring on your Batman and Robin, Cagney and Lacey, Starsky and Hutch, but they still can't face me. And if I may make this one thing here clear, that's for you not to come near, period. For I ain't bugging or delirious. My swift tongue's like a sword, that's how severe it is. And I can slice and dice a Bishop Price MC that thought he was nice into minute rice. Single-handed, I ain't with that band stuff, cause he'll scratch a record like flakes of dandruff. And the mic I ravage, not like a savage, but in my own way of doing damage, as I design a genuine line. Now who flat top rules in 89? Warm it up, King. Warm it up, King. Warm it up, King. Warm it up, King.
Big Daddy Kane, 1989. Woo! You got Karen White on the hook. Woo! Yeah. Woo! Come on. Come on. Hip hop was beautiful. Big Daddy Kane, we love it. My playlist is my co-host. We're on fire tonight. I got callers on the line. I want to get them in here right now. Tonight's topic is a doozy, man. We got a lot of people who have a lot of perspective on it, but please understand something about human consciousness, right? You know, there's this tangled web within the human consciousness, right? Tangled web of cognitive distortions, right? That often lead us astray in our perceptions and interactions with the world. The propensity to personalize events, to take things personally, is a common thread woven into the fabric of our minds, influencing how we interpret and react to the external stimuli that comes our way. This phenomena, rooted in distorted thought patterns, can have a profound implication for our relationships, all of our relationships, okay? And as well as our sense of self and our overall well-being. As we delve into this labyrinth, this maze, this mosaic, right, of cognitive distortions, we encounter a myriad of twisted pathways that lead us to erroneous conclusions and misguided reactions. Personalization, right? One of the key distortions. It will trick us into believing that we are responsible for events that are beyond our control. This distortion can create a sense of unwarranted guilt and shame, which isolates us from others and fueling negative, self-concepts. This connection between personalization and worthiness wounds becomes apparent as our distorted thinking reinforces feelings of inadequacy and unworthiness. I swear, for Jesus, I've been there. I've done this to myself. I've personalized behaviors and actions that were beyond my control, right? As well as actions that were in my control. Like I am responsible, right? Please, hear me out. This is real stuff. All right, we got callers on the line that want to talk about it, and I want to talk to you. Cognitive distortion. This reminds me of Robert Anton Wilson's famous quote, "Whatever the thinker thinks, the prover will prove. As a man thinketh, so is he." All right, Kiona from Sacramento, talk to us. What are your thoughts?
So first, follow through from last night's conversation. I took a quiz. I took a couple of quizzes online, and I was completely honest. And I know that that's not what we're talking about tonight, but I just want you to know that I did follow through on what we talked about.
Beautiful.
And it said that I have a secure attachment style, which I don't agree with, but that's what it said.
Okay.
Which leads me into what I think about tonight's topic.
Mm-hmm.
I think that a lot of the cognitive distortion that we suffer has a lot to do with the fact that we live in a society that is programmed by people who have been on this earth for less time than us and are leading us into their blind beliefs and their one-sided experimentations.
Wait, hold tight. Kiona, when we come forward, we're going to go back to Sacramento and finish this discussion because I know you just getting ready to cook. It's about to be fire. Y'all stay tuned.
The unique technique I speak is all original. You like to sag and drag and gag, same old, but Papa's got a brand new bag. So put the mic down, boy, you can't work it. Do the whack lyrics, it's bout to short circuit. So toss the source, of course, to the boss. No remorse, you're lost with force, I cause a holocaust. First I caught you, then put you to torture. You move wrong, my son, so I torture, just like a guardian. And put your body in the move, the groove with the smooth way that I'm partying. Competition made fine and spectacular. Scheming fiend to take a bite like Dracula. And waste the taste, cause ain't no sugar here. So come near if you dare, you booger bear. You start hallucinating like magic. The rap gets tragic and Kane won't have it. Cause you tried to juice me when you're bluffing. Slowed the pace so I had to start rushing. So pick a BC date cause your history. Here comes Kane, School, Scrap J, and Mr. C. And this is one thing to us, we ain't noodle. The cruel cast spell in the crowd just like voodoo.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Former President Donald Trump will be in Chicago this week. His campaign says he's attending the National Association of Black Journalists Convention on Wednesday. Trump will participate in a Q&A with political journalists that will concentrate on issues facing the black community. Vice President Kamala Harris was also invited to the convention, but she has not confirmed whether she will attend. New York City Mayor Eric Adams is defending his decision to suspend parts of a new law related to solitary confinement. It would have set a 4-hour limit on how long prisoners can be kept in solitary de-escalation confinement and limits the use of handcuffs and leg restraints on detainees. Adams, who is black, says the new law would have put the safety at risk for inmates, civilians, and correction officers. He says that was also the opinion of the federal monitor overseeing the Rikers Island prison system. Elected officials who backed the law criticized the mayor and says he's abusing his power. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Running out of hot water? Water Heaters Only makes replacing your water heater easy. With one call and great pricing, Water Heaters Only can have you back in hot water the same day, within hours of your call. Visit waterheatersonly.com. That's waterheatersonly.com.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out.
Believe it.
Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black. Follow the leader. Following the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
Oh, man. Looks like Bobby needs a ride to the airport again.
Grab the keys.
Who's taking Auntie and her friends to the swap meet?
Grab the keys.
How about we drop these boxes off at Miss Johnson?
Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, you're all about getting things done. So do it all in a Chevy SUV. From the versatile Equinox and Sporty Blazer to the roomy Traverse, our lineup of SUVs will carry you through every adventure. All you have to do is...
grab the keys?
That's how we do. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% APR on all 2024 Silverado 1500, Blazer EV, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Colorado models. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment, 17.0%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/31/24.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
Make a move into a home of your own. With City National Bank's Ladder Up Home Loan Grant, you could receive up to $20,000 that you never need to pay back. Use it toward your down payment, save on closing costs, or to buy down your mortgage rate. Find out more at cnb.com/ladderuphome. City National, here for every stage of the journey. Property must be in a qualifying market in California, New York, or New Jersey. Additional terms and conditions apply. Not all applicants will qualify. Terms are subject to change without notice. City National Bank is an equal housing lender. Member FDIC. NMLS number 536994.
If we're the ones disproportionately impacted by these climate catastrophes, why should we be silent? Turning up the volume all year long on the climate conversation for KBLA Talk 1580. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Let it roll, get bold. I just can't hold back or fold, cause I'm a man with soul, in control and effects. So what the heck? Rock the discotheques, and this groove is what's next. Attack, react, exact, or mac, or move you in. A strong song as long as you groove to this. I keep the crowd loud when you hype. Do damage on stage and injure the mic. As I shoot the gift, MC stand stiff, while my rhyme stick to you like Skippy and Jip. Feel my blood fist on my death kiss. The rap soloist, you don't want none of this. Supreme in this era, I reign with terror. When I grab the mic, believe you're gonna hear her. Fascinating rhyme as I enchant them. So let's all sing the Big Daddy anthem. Go with the flow, my rhymes grow like an afro. I entertain the gain and cane, I never have no problem. I can sneeze, sniffle, and cough. Even if I stutter, I'ma still come off. Cause rappers can't understand the mics I rip. They sure enough ain't equipped, that's why they got flipped. But my apparatus is up to status. Don't ask who's the baddest. Of course that is the make or break or taker. My rhymes ache the head, put it to bed. So watch what's said. Say the bass for the pipe and rearrange the tone. I take a loss and be forced in the danger zone. Cause I can ill and kill at will. Teaching a skill that's real, you know thrill. So just stand still and chill as I feel. Science I drill until my rhymes fill. Your head up. Don't even get up. The teacher is teaching.
One might be emotional reasoning. This is where the person makes decisions and arguments based on how he feels rather than objective reality. I'm a big believer in using emotions as your gauge, but you need to use emotions as your gauge in combination with rational thought. So in the event that the ASD guy is totally operating on logic, that's dangerous. And you have run into many cases where your NT wife operates totally on emotions, that's equally as dangerous. So one of the things that I do when I start using emotional reasoning, because it feels this way, therefore it is this way, I go, wait a minute, no. What's the logic behind there? What's the reality that's going on? And I do this daily. I will do this daily in the moment when I'm starting to let my emotions dominate, or I'm operating on 99% emotions, 1% logic. I quickly go back and go, okay, what's really going on here? And what I do is I try to put myself in the other person's shoes and look at it from their angle. And when I do that, I realize, okay, I probably was making too much out of this. That's one of my favorite self-talk phrases right there. I'm probably making too much out of this. Another favorite phrase of mine, a go-to phrase when I'm trying to erase the distortion is, I think I'll just mind my own business instead of trying to predict other people's motives. That's a big one with me too.
Emotional reasoning as a cognitive distortion? Whoa, we might have to do a whole topic on that. But people think relationships are lightweight, like you just show up, right? Man, a lot of this stuff is going on within relationships. People have their own internal baggage, right? And for most people, that baggage is unbeknownst to them. It's unconscious to them. They may remember how they were raised. They may, still have, feelings of, hey, that wasn't right, this wasn't good, or we didn't have this, we didn't have that, or I was treated this way or that way. But the reality of it is all of that manifests itself within intimate relationships. All of it shows up. So to think otherwise, to think that you're going to be able to escape, to think that you're going to be able to get away from self by going into relationship, I mean, it's asinine. It's crazy. Right? We got callers on the line. I want to get them in here and get to everybody. Kiona, please give us your thoughts on tonight's topic.
I think that people need to engage in dual perspective, as your clips and as previous callers have said, need to engage in dual perspective. But at the same time as engaging in dual perspective, they also need to be able to engage in applying discernment. Just because you're applying dual perspective doesn't mean that you should allow dual perspective to engulf you. We've been programmed by the society to allow dual perspective to engulf you. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to enslave us and keep us the way that they have kept us for years and years and years. We sit and rely on them, our captors, to educate us, aka program us, and it's worked. But in the meantime, we've lost the ability to actually discern whether or not what those around us have programmed us with and what we're allowed to discern for ourselves to make good decisions and to actually be able to recognize if we are suffering cognitive distortion or if what we're feeling is actually real, which throws us back into experiencing things that we don't know how to apply in such a way to make ourselves grow and be able to discern whether or not it's cognitive distortion, cognitive dissonance, or reality that we need to actually react to.
Man.
Sometimes, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You was about to say sometimes.
Sometimes the threat is actually real. The attack is actually real, and we need to be able to discern that it's actually real, and we need to react. We need to act, not react. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. I mean act, because sometimes the only time that you can put out that particular fire is to douse some water on it or suffocate it, deny it oxygen. And because I think that we are inundated with psychologists that have been programmed, aka educated, by this society, by people that taught us that Timbuktu is somewhere in nowhere that is not viable or credible. We revert back to what our captors have taught us. And I think that we need to learn how to discern how to get rid of that. We need to discern whether or not it's our captors speaking, their philosophy, which they know very little in comparison to us who have been here on this planet for very, very long, and what is actually real and when we need to act and react. They called Obama weak because they felt like he was not acting where he needed to act. And at the same token, we tell ourselves that we need to adhere to MLK's philosophies of pretty much inaction and peace and turning the other cheek, when really there should be a balance between MLK and Malcolm. And the difference between those two things are discernment, which
let me
the
just
current
say,
society that we live
we got
has
a lot
not.
Kiana, we got a lot of callers, and this is a really nuanced answer, and I appreciate it. Guess what you just did? We got to get to these other callers. Guess what you just did?
I just brought some perspective.
Thank you. Sacramento is in the building. If you want to bring your city, all you got to do is call us 1-800-920-1580. Do I have time to get another one? Come on! Attila from Houston, Texas, the creator of said topic tonight. I like giving my folks credit for just contributing. They don't want to just be a part of the conversation. They want to be the conversation. Talk to us, Attila.
All right, be the conversation. I mean, I'm here looking at everybody's comments. I noticed that we have skipped past my last two questions. My true or false questions. Acceptance of our own moral failings reduces the likelihood of personalizing, i.e. assuming intent. When's the last time that you have accepted your own moral failings, and what did that look like?
Gosh.
Did you trivialize it? Did you spiritual bypass it? Did you tie it into some historical fact that has nothing to do with what you did? What did you do, and what is the output for what you did? And can you actually address it? It's very simple. We're not asking for anything else. There is no intellectualizing of that question. It's very simple.
Right. Did you spiritually bypass it, come up with some
Mhm.
elaborate intellectualization to justify it, or did you own it?
Mhm.
Stay with us, Attila. Don't leave. When we come forward, more from the VOR.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up.
Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month. If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Oh, man. Looks like Bobby needs a ride to the airport again.
Grab the keys.
Who's taking Auntie and her friends to the swap meet?
Grab the keys.
How about we drop these boxes off at Miss Johnson?
Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, you're all about getting things done. So do it all in a Chevy SUV. From the versatile Equinox and sporty Blazer to the roomy Traverse, our lineup of SUVs will carry you through every adventure. All you have to do is...
grab the keys.
That's how we do. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% APR on all 2024 Silverado 1500, Blazer EV, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Colorado models. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment, 17.0%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/31/24.
KBLA Talk 1580 invites you to join us for a book party celebrating The Covenant with Black America 20 years later. Almost 2 decades ago, the Covenant book, compiled and edited by Tavis Smiley, climbed to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list and stayed there for weeks. The first book by a black-owned publisher to achieve such a feat. The urgency of the issues that matter most to black fellow citizens has only intensified, especially in this critical election year. On Wednesday evening, August 14th, 6 to 9 p.m., come meet Tavis Smiley alongside Covenant contributors including Cornel West, Connie Rice, Mark Ridley Thomas, Elisa Orduna, Tyrone Howard, and Melina Abdullah as they sign copies of The Covenant with Black America 20 years later. You can purchase your books on site and get them autographed. That's Wednesday evening, August 14th, 6 to 9 p.m. in the city of Los Angeles. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yo, Teddy. Yo. I ran into that young lady Maria last night. Word. Must have been her husband's payday. Because she bought me this here brand new diamond link that you see me with on. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Why I can? Because I get the job done. I'll work. I'll work. I'll work. Baby, I'll work. I'll work. Baby. The question at hand is how do I love thee? I count the ways where girls don't shove me. One by one you can come and caress me, undress and molest me, but you can't possess me. Because I love a young lady.
My playlist is my co-host. Of course, we got the legendary Big Daddy Kane. Come on. Hey, my co-host has been on fire all night tonight. I love it. I love it. I love it. Real hip-hop in the building. But let's get back to this conversation because it's a very deep conversation. We have Attila from Houston, Texas on. She's talking about the impetus behind why she created this topic. Please, Attila, finish your thought.
I mean, not a whole lot to say. I mean, I wrote in the top in the chat, what did you do to contribute to your situation? Very simple question that I think is really hard to answer if you have yet to really come to the conclusion of what you did.
Well, and also it takes a certain level of fearlessness, courage. You have to be self-aware. You have to be self-honest. And a lot of people simply don't want to do that. So they'll use cognitive distortions to justify, intellectualize, and move away from the responsibility that is necessary to say, I did this, and this is why.
Absolutely. Hence my topic. It's more about exploring the ways in which we, everyone, absent of, notice there's no mention of, we're not talking about attachment styles here. This is something that everyone goes through, and especially if you've been through some adverse life events, if you've lost a loved one, if you have gone through any type of loss, right? Financial, whatever you want to call it. This is something that may come amongst you at some point simply because it's really hard to face that moment in which you've had to humble yourself under circumstances that are unfavorable to you. There is no winning here.
I love that. I love that. Attila, you already know what it is. Guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. We all over the nation. Andre from LA, get up in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Zoe, how you doing?
I'm alive and well, good brother. How are you?
Oh, I can't complain, Zoe. Zoe, I got a question, kind of on the topic, a little bit off. I'm in Codependency Anonymous. It's real eye-opening. I'm doing the 12th step. What's your opinion when it comes to being emotionally codependent with your partner?
Man, you're you know what the cold part is? It's almost like you're a drug addict. And it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense, right? To, be in an organization called Codependency Anonymous. That's heavy. So here's the thing, man. Everything is external. Meaning is external. Validation is external. Acceptance, approval, worthiness is all outside of yourself. But the moment you start to understand that is an abject lie, all of those things can be found within. You start to need and depend on that fix you get externally less and less and less. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir, it does.
Yeah. So I'd never heard of Codependence Anonymous, man. I've never heard of that. That's amazing. But go ahead, finish your question.
Yeah, it's really, I'm telling you, though, I never knew about it. I found myself in patterns trying to change my partner, trying to change the lady on how, maybe she thinks, try to get them to love me more. But it's eye-opening because the only people we can really change is ourselves.
100%. 100%. 100%.
Do you ever find yourself, though, ever being codependency, like with a parent or with friends or ever in life as a man?
Of course. I've been in those moments before. But something that God called me to do shakes me out of it all the time. So, I've definitely been in situations where I felt codependent in a relationship. But I've overcome those things because I realize my worth. My worth is not contingent upon somebody showing up for me. I don't have an expectation that others meet my needs. For me, the only thing that I want to see is people reflect back to me the work I've done on myself. And many people don't go into a relationship with that orientation. They want people to show up for their wounds. They want people to feed the insatiable appetite of their wounds, but I don't want that. When I'm in a relationship, I want you to reflect back my progress or lack thereof. And when I see that I haven't progressed, I'm all too willing to take ownership of that and begin that process all over again. Hey, Andre, guess what you just did, my friend?
What's that, though?
You brought Los Angeles in the building. Look, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me. You know what it is. And our final caller of the night, you already know he's a legend. He's a legend. Don't ever disrespect the legend.
Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready.
JW from South Central Los Angeles. What are your thoughts, man? You're my final caller, brother.
Hey, brother, I'll try to make it quick. First of all, I'm just going to reply from what took place last night with Brianna. I hope I'm not mispronouncing her name.
Kiana.
But actually,
Kiona.
Okay, yeah, Kiana, yes. Anyway, when she said she passed the test and she's more comfortable with God, I'm just paraphrasing because I can't really think of the right term. She had made a reference to how she was cussing and as if it was something abnormal. And that's why I brought up my situation when I was driving and seeing the cross. The thing is, I think it's normal because you're comfortable enough or bold enough to go before God and be who you are yourself. And just morphing into the conversation tonight, society conditions us just I guess we can be distorted because of how we've been conditioned. And once a person humbles themselves and go within, like you always say, because I learned from you as well, and I've been living this situation, and it has been a process for me, and this is why I'm walking the walk and able to talk the talk on the airways. There's a growth process that comes over time, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Man, let me just tell you, brother, you know I love you, and you can call in anytime you want. JW, guess what you just did?
Yeah, brought South Central and L.A. into his house.
You already know what it is. Thank you, man, and hopefully I hear from you tomorrow. But listen, we start the conversations. It's really up to you to finish them. We do not position ourselves as correct. We just want to cultivate and curate these conversations that might, for some, be uncomfortable. We don't want to make you comfortable. We want to get you outside of your comfort zone. And the best way to do that is to sign up to my masterclass this weekend. It's onestream.tv/therelationship.er. That's the number 1, onestream.tv/therelationship.er. Sign up, support your brother Zoe Williams. We're going to have a great time. What was the last Big Daddy Kane record, or what was the next Big Daddy Kane record in the series of records that I did? Oh, please, start this from the top. Oh, listen.
Out of the mercy of Allah and the law written in our nature,
we call an individual.
We call an individual into existence. And when that individual comes, I make no apologies for what I'm about to say.
Rough, rugged, and real, you're gonna stand
Hey, listen, let me tell you something about hip-hop back in the day. Big Daddy Kane, Public Enemy, that's the first place I ever heard Farrakhan's voice. I didn't hear no teachings. I heard rap records. Man, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to The Voice of Reason. I'll be back tomorrow with another slapper. We out.
Rhymes that you yell out, but you didn't sell out. Crossed over, lost over here, now get the hell out. I'm not a pop star, rock and roller. I'm a rebel, blessed, able to hold a mic like a hammer and drop grammar, treat a rapper like a wrestler and body slam them. Those who dispute get treated just like a prostitute. They get the boot and blade like a flute, so just play music.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. The accused Gilgo Beach serial killer is due back in court today on Long Island. It'll be Rex Heuermann's first court appearance since June 6th when the New York City